Hello again. It's Ryan Spurlock and George Streckfus, and we're bringing you another installment of Around the Horn podcast. And we just got back from market in Chicago, and we thought it would be interesting for our viewers to figure out what we do up there, or at least give them a little bit of an insight as to, you know, the buying process and all of the work that goes into making the store what it is when they come in and they're ready to purchase. So hopefully you guys get a little bit of enjoyment out of this. Yeah. I think it's a lot of fun for us. It's been one of the reasons why I love what I do for as long as I've done it. So with that being said, George, I'm going to throw it over to you.
And Ryan, you've been doing it for quite a while, because this is your 30th year going to market. And you're so young. I mean, it seems almost impossible.
I mean, so I guess with that being said, when you were 30 years younger,
yep,
and I was a 16-year-old kid that didn't really know anything from anything, what was the motivation for you to say, I'm going to bring this young man to market?
Well, let me start this off first. What is market? Market for us is the Merchandise Mart in Chicago. So all these vendors, probably 500-600 vendors, get together twice a year to show their products to us, the retailers. And so we go up in February, and we're buying for fall. We go up in August, which we just got back from, and we're buying for spring, so spring of 27. So part of this reason, Ryan, that I took you, I don't know why, but I think I just sort of knew you were the guy. I know that sounds really funny. You enjoyed the retail business, you were enjoying it, and there is nothing more exciting than going to market and looking at merchandise.
Yes.
It is great. You're looking at a season ahead, 6 months ahead, but it is so much fun. So
yeah, it is a lot of fun, and obviously when you get up there, you feel the energy, you feel the excitement that everybody has for the business. And you know, I feel like it's one of the things where, you know, you get to see a lot of people that you don't see very often, twice a year. I've got friends that we see twice a year, and you know, I feel that when we go up there, we're taking our independent store up to Chicago, and there's 50 or 60 other independent stores that are there representing their own selves. And it's kind of fun to chit chat with other guys that have stores in different parts of the country, and see what they're doing well. And it's also fun to go see just what's new.
Absolutely. So, you know, our age range in our store goes from me at 68 down to Shane, who is our ISU student, and everybody in between. And believe it or not, we take all 6 of us up there for market for 2.5 days. And we feel it's very important that we all sort of have a say in sort of what goes into the store. Because, you know, my taste level may not be Ryan's taste level. Mine's a little high. But no, I'm joking. And, or just different. So it is nice to have this group up here. Now, when Ryan was saying friends, these are stores from every place. East Coast, South, Alabama, Mississippi, Texas, you name it. This show that we go to is the #1 men's show in the country now. It is taken over New York. It is easy to get to. People love coming. And so I will say that the brass horn goes up and we represent. We always wear suits the first day. We always wear sport coats. We always wear ties. And we get so many compliments on how we dress that's how we want customers to see us and how we can make them dress. So.
Well, it's a little bit of a practice what you preach mentality, and
Yes.
we see that a lot, and we're not going to put any names out there, but we have a lot of other friends who own stores who show up not dressed very nicely, and they're like, well, why would you dress up? And I think it's a self-respect thing for us, right?
Yeah.
Like we just this is what we do. We love to dress up, and it's not necessarily a hobby. It's not something that's just paying the bills. It's something that is fun and does pay the bills, but we love to do it, and we show up every day.
Absolutely.
And I feel like that's maybe one of the reasons why we've had success in over a 30-some year period.
Right. You know, and to reiterate, when we go up there, we are looking at merchandise. We are looking at vendors that sell sweaters, sell sport coats, sell dress shirts, sell ties. We're doing it side by side with people from all over the country, as I said. big company. So I want to let you know that we go up and we are picking the best stuff that is available in this market for Decatur and surrounding areas. Honestly, we go in, we are respected in this area, and we love, I think, because of our time being in business.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, it is important. But Ryan, so when we go up and let them know this, what are you looking for? I mean, you know, every show has sort of that theme. You know, things that are running hot. You know, certain brands, certain styles. What are you looking for?
Well, I think the timing of the market in February and in August is unique because you're going at the tail end of the season that you just finished. And you kind of go through that season, and in my mind, I'm always thinking about things that I would like to have more of, or I would like to have less of, or that I didn't have at all. And I'm taking notes as the season goes, and I haven't always done that. But as I've gotten older and more mature, I don't know if more mature is right, but if I've gotten older,
memory was getting
I've gotten
worse.
older.
Yeah,
yes, my
that's
memory's
it.
getting worse. I
Yeah.
feel like I have to write things down. But with that being said, I'm trying to get better every season, just like you are, trying to get better every day, trying to make sure that there are no holes in our inventory when a customer comes in and expects us to have something. I want to have that, and I think that going to market allows us to make sure that all of our holes are filled. And what's fun too is with 6 different guys, you have 6 different taste levels, and so, you know, we can really be a lot of things to a lot of people and be really good at them. And so, you know, when we go to Chicago to see the new collections, my goal is to find some new things because everybody gets excited about new.
Yep.
You know, I just brought a couple of books up, but you know, this is a huge book from Johnny O in particular, and it's got pages and columns and pages and colors and all of this stuff. And so, you know, when we're there, we get to see all of that sampled out. They get to show us the line, and then we take pictures and we write things down. And instead of writing the order there, what we like to do is bring it all back and then get it all out and take a look at it so that we're not duplicating. Because I do feel like trends in the men's clothing business, and not necessarily just the men's, but in our business for sure, they can get duplicated. And one guy has a great idea on one line and the previous season sold out, and the next thing you know, 17 other vendors are knocking it off at all kinds of different price points. And so for us, our goal is to still try and find the best quality merchandise for the best price and bring that stuff to our customers, and then the proof's in the pudding.
Yep. You know, it is funny when you go up there. There is a certain energy, as Ryan was talking about, and this year it was intense. Honestly, I've been to shows where people are down. You know, they're negative. They're like, oh, we didn't have a great year. And so when you come into a show and you did not have a good year that you're just getting out of, maybe you just had too many markdowns, things weren't quite right, it does sort of sour you. Fortunately, we always go in very positive, and the show was just, I thought, electric. Retailers were excited, vendors were excited, and this also gives us an opportunity to see some of the owners of the business. They may have a sales representative who is our sales rep, but we get to talk to the owners of the businesses or the head guys of these businesses. And honestly, for us, it gives us a great opportunity to sort of develop those relationships with those top people. So,
well, I would say that relationship building is important at that level. It's also super important to our business, right? We want to build relationships with our customers because this is not a tourist destination and necessarily in Decatur. You know, we rely on our customers coming back and seeing us. And so that's why I feel like we do our very best to make sure that every single guy that comes in the store, it looks as good as he wants to every time he comes in.
Yep.
And you know, getting back to the energy at market, they have the opening night show, which they have for 30 years, and it was out on the veranda of the Merchandise Mart overlooking the Chicago River. It was a beautiful summer evening, and there was 1,000 of us out on the veranda, and I just enjoyed seeing all the different taste levels that guys bring to the table. You know, George and I always think we're the best dressed. And I'm not saying that any one of us are wrong, but every one of those guys that was out there on that veranda thought the same thing. And that's what I think is cool, because it's all in the eye of the beholder. And that's what I love about this business. You have a bad season, guess what? You're going up to market, you can make some changes, make some adjustments, and you might have a great season the next season because you made a few mistakes. You're going to learn from those. And that's why it's so fun.
You know, I guess this is my 36th show, you know, or season of going up. And Ryan, as I said, has been at 30. And, you know, we've had Zach, we've had Brady, we've had Josh, you know, and each one of those guys for us has an input. You know, if somebody likes something, I'll be honest, if we can sell it, we're putting it in the store, you know, because we want our employees to know that their input is just as important as Ryan's mine. So it's sometimes, you know, I may have an overall yes or no on it because it just, you only can put so much stuff in your store at one time.
Yes.
You know, so we do have to, as Ryan said, this book is about 70 pages worth of everything from shorts, t-shirts, quarter zips, sport coats. We have to narrow that down. We can't buy the entire thing. And so Ryan has got right here, this is what we do with our suit and sport coat companies. We pick out swatches. Swatches are small little bits that we sort of like. Colors, sport coats or suits, pants.
These are pants here.
And so we match pants to sport coats that we're going to buy. We try to always have different colors, something cool, something different for our customers to come in every year, just like this. And this is Jack Victor. This is just one of our 6 or 7 clothing vendors that we do. We have a new company coming this next spring. It's called Taylor Red. And
there's some beautiful swatches.
They just have beautiful swatches.
Great taste level. The swatches are all coming out of Italy, and they just, you know, for me, this is the reason that I'm in the clothing business. This is the reason I'm in the clothing business. I loved suits. I love tailored clothing. I always have, and I always will. And you know, so this is what gets me going. I love looking at stuff, and that, you know, I've gone through and tried to match pants with different coats, thinking about ways that our customers are going to use them, whether it's for a wedding or for a party or whatever the case may be. So I think that's what all this is important to our customers, because when we bring all of our sales reps up to market, they're involved in the process from the start to the finish. We get to buy the product, we get to see the product, we get to buy the product, we get to unbox it, we get to merchandise it, and then we get to sell it. So, you know, I don't know that there's very many other places in the world where the same 6 guys are doing all of that stuff in the same store. And I think that maybe adds to our competitive advantage over the guys wandering around on the sales floor at any other department store who have no input on what they're selling. They're just selling it. We're selling a lifestyle. We're selling the look that you want in your head, that you envisioned when you came in. We're trying to work with you to achieve that, or make you look as good as you possibly can.
You know, the show for us, again, coming back to what Ryan is saying, is that we're looking for new stuff that makes us excited. Because we know that when we put it in the store in 6 months, it's going to be new to you also, and you're going to be excited. Mm-hmm. You know, so we're always looking for that edge. We're always going to add 1 or 2 new vendors a season. We're always going to try to sort of update ourselves, and as Ryan said, work very hard at making it better each time. And you know what? We have a good time up there. We go out to dinner. It's a good deal for our group that we get to sort of be together and sort of let our hair down a little bit. Not all of us as much as we used to, because I liked waking up sort of normal. But retailers and vendors, they like to go to this show.
Yes.
I mean, it is a very good show for them too from that standpoint. But it is the friendships that we have made with other stores that have been really sort of the fun things.
And that has come about through some of the events that a couple of our key vendors have thrown, and basically connected us with some of the other great stores that are like-minded, that would buy some of the same lines. And so it's been a great resource for us, because I don't ever want to tell my customer no. If I call up and I need a shirt and the vendor doesn't have it, I have 7 or 8 other guys I can call and ask. So it's really, the relationship building is all about the customer in the end. We're trying to get our store to be as good as it can be. And the other thing that I wanted to talk about too is we're friends. All of us are friends in our store. We have a great culture, but we are competitive. I mean, I'm a competitive guy. I know George is a competitive guy. I think we all are. And you know what I think is interesting is that every season, every vendor that we have has to prove to us that they're still viable in our store. And so you know, we pit our lines against each other. We want to make sure that they're performing, and I just think that may be one of the fun things about our store that you're not seeing in some of these other places, where guys have developed relationships with salesmen over the years, and regardless of whether the line looks good or bad, they're still going to buy it. And that's never been your deal. You've always said, hey, this is my store. I want to make sure that the stuff that's in there is the stuff that I want in there, not the stuff that somebody else wants me to have in there.
It's tough to say no to some of these people that you've had these relationships with.
It is.
But
we can't buy everything.
We try to be very honest and upfront with them that if it isn't going to work again, or something has sort of been not as good as it was the year before, we're going to move on, you know. So, and we hope that they will too. So, I mean, it's a constant moving deal. I will say this time of year is most exciting, because the stuff that we bought in February on paper now is coming in for real. So it's almost like Christmas every day for us as we get to open boxes and see what we bought 6 months ago. And I'm a merchandiser, so I like merchandising our store, but man, I love seeing this stuff and how it's going to go out and how customers are going to see it. So it's going to be a great fall.
It's going to be a great fall. And I think that I can't leave this out, but you know, George's ability to see how things should flow in the store. He comes in every day, and he never ever looks at the store as if it's set the way that it's going to be. It's a living organism. It's always moving around. This is the craziest thing. We had a mail lady who came in. The mail lady comes in every day. She said, "Oh my gosh, this place never looks the same." She's here every day. You know, so George is a great merchandiser, and you know, we are all lucky to have been able to learn from him, and I think that the success that the Brass Horn has had is all attributed to you, as well as your leadership and the direction that you've been able to set for us and follow along, and I'm proud of you.
Well, Ryan, thank you very much. That's very nice of you. Merchandising is very important. I know we're getting off topic here of what market was, but it's all part of the game that we play every day, is making it visually interesting for customers, and also making it easy for our salesmen to help our customers put together. You know, we spend a lot of time going through stuff and what is going to go with what. And I'll be honest with you, our salesmen are the same way. We're professionals. We are going to help you understand and educate you on how to wear stuff, you know, and
build value into the suits, right? Or the sport coat. Like, hey, this is a different way to wear this, right? Like, so it's not only purchasing it and coordinating it, we tell you how to wear it, or we tell you how you should wear it, right? Because I think there is a lot of questions out there that people don't necessarily have the right answers to. You know, a lot of guys rely on their wives or their girlfriends to help them, and that's great, that's fine. But you know, we also, being professional salesmen, we like to have our input, and a lot of times we'll work hand in hand with you know, the significant other to make sure that we get the guy looking the way that she wants him to look.
Absolutely. Another thing is, you know, we're talking about market, is there will be times where I will get on a tangent in my mind, and I'm thinking of something, and I know sometimes I go too far. I am critical of lines. in front of them at times about what they are not doing, which sometimes may embarrass Ryan. I don't know. I try to keep it
It's not,
professional.
it does not anymore. I don't care.
Yeah. So there's a dress shirt line that I have loved for a long time, and it sort of changed to a sportswear shirt line. And I was always like, where's the dress shirts for suits? Where is the dress shirts for suits? So this year, that company had 9 swatches, 10 swatches, 10 shirts that we are buying that were bold, fantastic suit shirts. They look so fantastic that we also went and bought ties to go with these. So next spring, we are going to have, if you want to be the sharpest you can be, we are going to have these shirts.
It's the Gordon Gecko Power Cap.
So it was just like, that's what I get behind, or things like that sort of I run with. And then I'll try to find things from other vendors to go with it and try to put together a package that when a customer comes in, it's like, wow, that is going to be great. Our windows will look beautiful, and I think it'll be a lot of fun. So,
and I would say that, you know, when you go look at a line that you've seen 25 times, and when you have something like that happen, that's when it's fun, right? Like when you're surprised by seeing something that you weren't expecting, and you get excited about that, because the market can get monotonous. It can get a lot of the same. You see a lot of the same colors, you see a lot of the same styles, you see a lot of the same stuff. And so when you see it and it just hits you, that's what is so fun about it.
it's like, boom, it hits you. It's like, we got to have this.
Well,
this will be beautiful.
We're not always on the same page. We're not always on the same page,
No,
but
we're
that's
not.
what makes it fun.
You know,
but I love those shirts too.
I know. And you will love them when you see them.
Yeah.
You know, because it's sort of the idea, you know, sometimes we're looking at swatches and, you know, we have customers come in and say, how do you even know what to look at? And they're looking at these swatches too. And somehow we've been in the business long enough to sort of extend that swatch into a full coat or a full sport coat or a full quarter zip or something, and sort of figure out how it's going to look. So we have a little advantage in that over time. But I will tell you one thing is, of all the swatches that we have bought, suit and sport coat wise, for all this time, I would say they've always come in looking better than what my imagination was in the swatch.
Yes.
Which is really sort of crazy, you know. And I think now sport coats are the hot item at the market.
Yes.
Everybody sort of has a new sport coat line, whether it's got stretch, whether it's sort of casual, whether it's dressier, whether it's from Italy. And so that's why you had a good show, because you love clothing, and it just excited you because there were so many selections and so many ideas of stuff. And what were we going to say? What was going to be our thing for next spring? What were we going to call it? Dress to impress. It's time to dress. We haven't come up with the exact thing yet, but next year, it's time to get sharp.
That's right. I think what I like about Market, again, is we buy this stuff and we're putting it together, and we have a vision for how we are going to sell it. And what I think is fun is when you get to go up to Market, you see the guys who are doing the same thing as we are, and they're putting it together.
Yeah.
Right? They're putting it together. All of our guys that we're friends with, all of our vendors, they all look great. Everybody's got their own style. The sport coats are great. It's just the shoes. It's so much fun. I just have a blast going up there and getting to see what some guy thinks is his look versus some other guy thinks is his look.
Yeah.
And that's my favorite part. It's so cool.
Well, out of 500-600 vendors that are showing at this show, you know, we probably only buy 30 or 40 of them.
Yeah.
You know, so there is so much variety and so many taste levels and price levels and stuff that we do wheedle it down. It is sometimes hard to do, but
there's more lines.
We do get
There's
through
more
it.
lines than there are stores to buy them.
Yep.
And they're all nice. I mean,
They're all
every
nice.
product out there is nice. I think it's all good quality. I think, you know, it fits. And so that's really what makes our job hard,
Yep.
is finding what we think is going to be right for our clients and customers walking through the door every day. And so
Yep.
I think this was a fun foray into
Yes.
into our market plans. Maybe gave you a little sneak peek into the methods to our madness of bringing merchandise in the store and how we approach it. And so I hope you guys have enjoyed listening to it. And I know that we could sit here and talk for 3 or 4 more hours, but we got to go sell some stuff.
You got it. Thank you.
Thanks for having us. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe to our YouTube channel. We'll see you next time.
That's easy.
Okay.
Okay.